and at ease.
Thank you, Jenny. For my reading today, I've chosen to read from my new novel, The Eagle Tree, which is in the voice of a 14-year-old boy who may be on the autistic spectrum. I walk into the night forest. I reach out my hands. My fingers touch the smooth bark of red alder and the rough chasms of mature Douglas fir and the stringy fibrous bark of the western red cedar. Here and there, I can feel the lace-like fingers of hemlock and the prickly needles of spruce. They stroke and touch my face and my neck. I stumble through evergreen, huckleberry, and sword fern until I arrive at the foot of the eagle tree. It is the middle of the night, so I'll have to transfer from one tree to another in the dark. It is raining and windy, but I have climbed smaller trees in worse weather. I look up into the night sky and think about the tree branch I'll have to use above the 40-foot level to get into position for the big limb at 55 feet. Then there will be a leap. I'll have to take an empty air before I land on the eagle tree itself. I do not know of many tree climbers who have survived a fall from that height. There must be one. I stare upward into the canopy as the dampness of the rain increases and lines of falling drops cut across my vision and trickle down past my hood and into my collar onto my skin. I grip the closest limb. It seems to bend down toward me for a split moment in the wind and the rain, as if in welcome. The wind is picking up. I slide backwards against the wet trunk before swinging myself high into the branches. At 27 feet off the ground, starlight bleeds faintly down into the forest from between rushing gray clouds. The wind pushes. My feet slip. I hang now by only my hands. Quickly I scramble back onto the limb, but now I don't know precisely which limb I'm on. How far ahead is the transfer point? I concentrate on the mental map. Inside my head, it is bright and clear, a 3D puzzle constructed in my own computer. I adjust the map ever so slightly to align with the reality of the limbs as they push back and forth. I think I'm still on course. I close my eyes. I reach behind me, testing the map in my mind. Yes, the 11th branch is there, where I thought it would be. I keep a tight grip on the branch in my left hand, and I reach my right out into the darkness. This grip is what Uncle Mike calls a death grip. The 13th branch, though, is right in position, although it trembles in the wind. And if I lean far forward, I can touch the needles of the hold ahead of that one, branch 14. I release my left hand, I reach for 13, then for 14, my feet stand on 12, and I move up gracefully high in the tree. But when I reach the 17th hold in the sequence, I wait. I breathe. This is the moment in my plan when I have to drop down to stand suspended on a lower limb of the Douglas fir, and then I will let go with my arms, balancing on the slippery branch for a moment before I leap across the void onto the projecting limb of the great tree in front of me in the dark. But what if that branch is misplaced? What if I'm facing the wrong direction? The wind blows. There is a creaking rhythm from the eagle tree itself. That great tree is hollow inside. Decay fills up its vast girth. The crown of the tree extends so far above the canopy that it takes the brunt of the wind's force. If the wind hits the right resonance frequency on the right points of weakness, Even this great tree could crack and fall. Then the cloud cover blows apart. The moon shines down. In this faint blue light, I see the limb. It is 6 inches closer than expected. If I jumped according to my plan, I would have overshot it, only by a hair's breadth. The moonlight fades away as quickly as it came. So I swing myself down. I stand on the slipperiness of the Douglas fir branch, and I let go. I balance against the gust of wind. I bend my knees. I launch my body across the gulf. My feet hit, land, slip, scramble for the hold as my upper body is pushed backward by the wind. And finally, my right hand lands on the projecting knob of the cone on the adjoining branch, and I steady myself. I lean back against the great tower of the trunk. I am finally on the eagle tree. I grip the sharp cone in my hand. Every single one of the tiny scales presses against my fingers, each one imprinted on my skin. Needles touch my neck. I know each one of their individual triangle shapes, precise information, sharp and green. The deep furrows of the bark under my feet are vibrant wrinkles, bending and unbending over centuries, cracking and melding with time's vast passage. In the sky now, I can see colors: vermilion, cinnabar, maroon, the colors on crayons. The sky beyond the forest is like the bark of the rainbow eucalyptus, all colors bleeding together as light seeps over the forest. The wind blows again, the branches tremble. Around me, small birds explode from the tree, escaping the forest. They fly. The wind gives a mighty gust. There is a rending creak from the depths of the eagle tree. I look up. The sky is shot through with gold. The wind blows. Almost I feel I can fly too. I feel I must flap and moan, and then the branch shifts under my feet. The deep furrows of the bark have left my back, and I have no time to spread my arms. I am not flying now. I am falling. I am falling into the daylight.